Lauren reached out to us because she is an intern at Alternative Paths in Medina, which is a community mental health center that provides an array of services to people with mental illness. And occupational therapist Jillian is owner of Catalyst Farms in town. And so the two are coming together for a really neat mental health awareness, I guess, event, if you will. And it's painting with pigs. And I would totally love to hear more about this because it's literally what it sounds like.
Yes. It was Lauren's vision, so I'll let her kind of start off with that.
Okay. So Painting with Pigs is originally, it was opened up for some of the clients of Medina County, but then we kind of broadened it to all of Medina County. So basically it's a free mental health fair with different things. So we're going to have resource booths for just different services that people may be not aware of. We're trying to focus on just education, more awareness of mental health itself. So we'll have different activities there as we're going to focus mainly on the animal-assisted therapy, so I think Jillian will talk more about that later on. But then we'll also have different things like interactive demonstrations with grounding exercises for anxiety, music therapy and writing techniques, things like that, cognitive behavioral therapy and tapping procedures, different things. It'll be really fun, I think. So
It seems like the response you've gotten via Facebook has been really, really great. And you are literally going to be painting on pigs, real pigs.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. And of course, you have the people say, well, is it safe? Of course, or you wouldn't do it.
Yes. I actually did have somebody reach out to me after the Facebook post asking if it was humane, and I assure you it is. It's non-toxic, washable paint. The animals don't mind it at all. We typically paint on horses at our farm. But we have painted on the goats and the pigs and whatever. It's just for us on our end at Catalyst, the reason we do that activity, it's just an engaging, fun activity for the kids where we can really incorporate a lot of sensory, a lot of gross motor, even fine motor and grasp and those sorts of things. So it's just a silly activity that we use to get them motivated to work on their goals. And so when she came to me with this, I was like, oh my gosh, we actually do that. So it was a good partnership. But yes, I assure you the animals are all washed up and they're all happy and they're given lots of treats and they're fine.
I bet it's almost like a massage for them.
Yes,
if
exactly.
You will, having all of that attention.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about what Catalyst Farms does, because I am willing to bet there are people who don't even know that Catalyst Farms exists, including us.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait a minute, they're in Wadsworth.
Yes. Yeah. We're in Sharon Township, and we are an outpatient therapy clinic for OTPT speech and counseling. OTPT speech, it's focused towards pediatrics and young adults. For counseling, we can do all ages, but we use the animals as our therapy tools and the farm as our clinic. So we're able to, motivate people in a different way and get them really engaged in their session by using the animals. And
I would think that with some of the that being in that environment with the animals, they. I don't know, they're just more relaxed and they forget about I don't want to say their problems, but they forget about, sometimes if it's a speech problem, they're trying to think through it and all that just makes it so much more, they forget about trying too hard, like with the speech thing, and it just becomes, hey, wait a minute,
Right. Yeah, and a lot of times they don't realize that they're even working on their therapy goals. For instance, I had a little girl, I was trying to get her to do this one specific task for me in an evaluation, and she just was like, no. She just shut down, didn't want to do it. So I took her out to the animals, and I was like, oh, can you pick up this treat and move it to this hand and give it to the pig? And she was like, okay, so they're more motivated, and like you said, it kind of makes you forget you're doing something like therapy. I always say the animals are my therapy. They help me deal with my stress.
So now, if someone, how do people come to you as patients or clients or something? Is it a recommendation from a doctor? Is it that way with insurance, or can people just come?
They can just come. It depends on their insurance. Some insurance companies do require a referral from a physician, but most do not. We do not need one by law in order to treat you, so you couldn't just come on your own. So it's kind of, we've had mostly it's been word of mouth, which is fantastic. That means we have happy families and they are spreading the word. So but yes, we do take all major medical insurance, and we're credentialing with Medicaid right now too, so that will be good.
I have a 2-year-old, just over 2-year-old, a 2 and 5-year-old, and my 2-year-old, we had him evaluated, and he was just above that threshold.
Oh, that's the worst.
So while I was relieved,
yes,
there was still part of me that was like, but he's so close. So he understood at the time of the evaluation more than he was able to express. But you could sense his frustration mounting, and he would just scream a lot because he was unable to verbally communicate. And so I am by no means an occupational therapist, but when my big kid would go to school, and we continue this now, we've done it since this past May, and we do it when Monday, Wednesday, Friday my big kid goes to school. Noah and I will go on little adventures, and I don't know if it's these outdoor adventures or we explore. We call it, we're going on our adventure. We're going to go explore this park or this towpath trail or this playground, and I've just found that one-on-one attention, for starters, has really opened him up. And then the last, I would say, 3 weeks, we have had a monumental burst of speech with him. And I mean, he wants to talk now, and he'll actually try to say the word that you say, like miss, and he'll say miss. Aww. And and he has a very pronounced S at the end of it. So I guess all of this to say, I think that every child learns differently.
Absolutely.
And certain circumstances or nature, animals, can bring out something in them that maybe you didn't even know was there. So I'm kind of crediting nature, too, with
I agree.
With some of him getting to talk. I mean, he'll say duck now and quack and goat, and he'll make the sound. Do you know what what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something to it.
Yeah, I agree. I had previously worked in the schools, and to get a kid to want to be excited about working on handwriting when you're sitting in a little office in a school is very different than when you say, let's write a letter to the horse, which our OT department does a lot with, and then they go hang it on the horse's stall, and they're excited about that. It's just, it's not it's outside the box, and it helps them just feel more engaged.
Well, it's really not a lot different than, I can sit you could sit in a classroom and try to learn algebra, and it's like, okay, but then if you went out and you're going, okay, now here's how we're going to figure how this is going to work out there, and all of a sudden it was, I've got that.
Right.
It wasn't that classroom learning to where you're
hands-on.
It's the hands-on, and so that really takes it to the I guess the next level there with the kids.
And the more sensory systems you can use when you're learning something, I find that is helpful in really remembering what you're learning and understanding what you're learning. And so obviously there's all the smells of the farm and the feels of the farm and the sounds of the farm. And, so it's been a great model so far. We're very happy.
Now, how did Alternative Paths and Catalyst Farm decide to team up on this? Because you don't necessarily have to have a mental illness to be at Catalyst Farms for help.
Correct.
So let's explain to our listeners then how the two came together. Because I see an overlap, but I also see differences.
Absolutely.
So I am a student from the University of Akron, and my project, I had to have a service project for the clients of Alternative Paths. So I wanted to reach out with something that had to do with animal-assisted therapy. So the original idea was to do something with rabbits, but I wanted to kind of broaden that to more of like a farm-based therapy. And so I was looking things up in the community in Medina County, and I found Catalyst Farm. So Jillian and I talked through email. We kind of got it going and started different ideas, and then so that was basically how it all started. So then I went to the farm, and we kind of planned things out and mapped out where everything would be, and she showed me around, and she was very kind to do so. So that's kind of how we came together and made everything up. So
it was destined.
I love it. What do you have any expectations going into this event? Because it's kind of a first of its kind around town.
My hope is, I'm always about decreasing the stigma of mental health issues. So to have something where people will feel excited about coming, and it's free, as Lauren mentioned, and will, be very interactive, and hopefully they'll be able to come and have fun and not feel stressed out about coming and having to be like, well, I have mental health issues and I want to learn more. Hopefully they'll be excited about coming. And I just hope that people find the right match for them, with the different booths that we'll have and the different agencies that will be there. Not everything is the right fit for everyone. So hopefully it'll be a nice one-stop shop to find out what is available to them and they can find something that clicks.
I love it. Okay, let's do all of the date, location, time of the event and the details, and then where people can find more information if they're not able to write all of this down as they're listening.
Yeah. The date is October 13th, and it's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And rain or shine, because we have a very large barn that we can move all of the activities indoors if we need to. So that's not a concern. And there will be food, right? And there's a Facebook group or Facebook event. I don't know. I'm about to turn 40. I don't understand these things. So Facebook events page called Painting with Pigs, where you can find information too.
See, now I will say Tina was saying when she first saw the painting with pigs, she was thinking like ketchup on bacon. That's not what it is. That's not what it was. No, that's not what it is. And that probably isn't the food that you're going to have. You won't have any bacon.
Unfortunately, I do love bacon. I really do. And I see these pigs.
I love
really
bacon too.
Change my mind.
You know what? Somebody said that to me yesterday at the farm. They go, I can't look at the pigs too long or I won't eat bacon. I thought, oh my gosh, don't even say that. I love bacon too much.
If Tina comes out to paint the she'll have a quartered up like you'll see it. This is the hindquarters. This is the pork chops. That's how she'll paint it.
In my mind, I am just going to be thinking to myself, it's okay to like bacon. These pigs are not.
These are pet pigs.
Right.
Yep,
these are
pet pigs who will never have to
never be
that.
eaten.
Okay, there we go.
See, ladies, thank you so much.